Hello friends, it's Miss Lauren from the Roseland Library, and I am here to read you a story from my home. This is our dining room. And since I can't read you a story at the library today, since we all have to stay home and stay nice and healthy, I've decided to bring my stories to your house. So check the website and check our Facebook every day at Roseland Library, and we will absolutely have some fun things for you guys to watch us do and some stories to listen to. So we're going to start today with the book Elliot's Bath by Andrea Beck. You may hear my kids from time to time, but you all know Natalie, Elliot, and Claire, so it's okay. Elliot Moose felt all tingly inside. The big talent show was tonight. He and Socks had been rehearsing all week. Their dance was perfect and their costumes were ready. Now all they had to do was paint the stage. "I'm almost done," crawled Socks from her ladder. But as she reached over with her brush, she lost her balance and tumbled to the floor. Splat! Elliot gasped. He and Socks were covered in blue paint. "What are we going to do?" cried Socks. "You need a bath," said Paisley. A bath? Elliot had been damp before. He'd even had his paws in the pond. But he never had a bath. That sounds like fun," he said with a grin. Beaverton came over to survey the damage. "Goodness gracious," he exclaimed. "What a pickle! Let's wash you before this paint dries." They all ran into the bathroom, and one by one they climbed up to the sink. Angel put in the plug, Paisley turned on the water, and Beaverton tossed in the soap. The bath was ready. Elliot dipped his foot in the water. It was perfect. Not too hot, not too cold. He and Socks jumped in. Socks paddled around the sink. Elliot splashed and spluttered. Together they made great big waves. Then they settled down to wash. The warm water soaked right through Elliot's fur and into his stuffing. It felt rather nice. Soon the water was blue with paint and Socks began to change color. As they soaked and scrubbed, she got darker and darker. Socks didn't mind at all. "Purple!" she cried. "My favorite!" But then something odd happened. Elliot's arms and legs began to get heavy. Soon even his head felt funny. "I think we should get out now," he said. But they couldn't get out. They couldn't even pull the plug. Elliot and Socks were full of water to move. Said Beaverton. He went to get his fishing rod and rain gear. Then he snagged the plug and tugged until it came free. He tossed a raincoat to Paisley, then hopped into the sink. "I'll push and you pull," he said. Grunting and groaning, Beaverton and Paisley heaved their soggy friends out of the sink. "Let's get you dry," said Paisley. He rolled Elliot and Socks up in towels and gave them each a good squeeze. But when he unrolled his friends, they were still soaking wet. Elliot looked at the puddle forming beneath him, and he had a terrible thought. Would they be dry in time for tonight's show? "A breeze will evaporate that water," said Angel, flapping her wings. But her wings only made tiny puffs of air. It wasn't nearly enough. Paisley got his airplane and wound up the propeller, but the wind made Socks shiver. "It's too cold," she cried. Next, Beaverton blasted them with the hairdryer. It made Elliot's ears sting. "It's too hot," he yelped. By now, news of the bath had spread through the house. A crowd of friends began to gather. They talked in worried whispers. "I'm sorry I splattered you," said Socks quietly. "It wasn't your fault," said Elliot, but he was sorry too. "There must be a way to get them dry," said Paisley. "We can't dry their outsides because their insides are too wet." reasoned Beaverton. We could wring them out, said Angel. Like this. She twisted a wet towel until water dripped out. You can't wring us out like laundry, said Socks indignantly. Laundry. Elliot's ears pricked up. Suddenly he knew just what to do. Get the wagon, he shouted happily. Ready, set, go, yelled Beaverton, and he sent Elliot and Socks swinging out on the clothesline into the hot sun. Elliot, cried Socks, we're flying, and we're drying, yelled Elliot. Swinging on the line was so much fun that Paisley and Angel had a ride too. By the end of the afternoon, Elliot and Socks were dry, and to everyone's delight, Socks had kept her new color. When Beaverton reeled them back in, they all rushed off to get ready for the show. Elliot and Socks put on their costumes and practiced one more time. That night, the two dancers twirled joyfully across the stage. As Elliot and Socks took their bows, their friends clapped and cheered, and shouts of "Bravo!" rang through the halls of the big house. So Elliot and Socks, with the help of their friends, were able to get all dry and put on the best show of their lives. Thank you for joining me today for story time. Make sure to check back tomorrow to see what we have in store for you. Bye, friends. Stay healthy.